Have you ever had a fear that has stopped you from enjoying life the way that you want to? Perhaps a fear of heights, a fear of drowning, a fear of the dark. Maybe it's a fear of public speaking. Hi, I'm Marie McGrath, founder of Restore Balance and Harmony, women's Creatrix Transformologist. And today I wanted to talk about fears because I was talking to a past client today. She went canyoning on the weekend and she messaged me, Maria, I have to tell you about the Creatrix effect. And I said, oh my God, I'm really excited to hear, because her breakthrough was around 8 months ago. And we've talked quite often through those 8 months, and she's told me about all sorts of different things that she has found are now easy, or she doesn't necessarily have to think about them to get things done in her life because of the learnings, the wisdom that she got during her Creatrix breakthrough. So we had a conversation. I said, now, tell me what happened when you were canyoning, and tell me about how you believe Creatrix has changed that for you. And she told me that she'd always had a fear of jumping into water. Now, she could swim, and she does ski and does it water ski regularly, but she always had a fear of jumping in. And she found out later in life that she had been scooped up from the bottom of a pool where she had been drowning. Someone had pulled her up and out, and she wasn't sure. She couldn't remember that until somebody had told her that it had happened when she was an adult. She still can't remember that actually happening, but she'd always had a fear. She even said, you know what, Maria, I can jump out of a plane, I can skydive if it's over land, but if you were to tell me we were going to jump out over water, I couldn't do it. So she'd always had this fear. She last year went on a houseboat, or maybe it was the year before. Anyway, she went on a houseboat and everyone was jumping off the back into the water, and she said, Maria, I couldn't do it. I wanted to do it. I wanted to help this little girl who was really scared, and I ended up sitting on the back of the boat and I was crying and I got all sorts of anxious and panicked, and my body, felt really crazy, and she said, I just cried. I couldn't do it. So she said when they were building up to go to this canyoning weekend, she said she had no feeling in her body, no feeling of anxiousness, no feeling of, even a bit worried or scared, or even, contemplating, as she would have before. She said she watched one of her friends get quite worked up a couple of days beforehand, thinking about having to do this jumping and rappelling down waterfalls and cliff faces and all of that sort of stuff that you do while you're on this canyon experience. And she said that she was so calm going into the experience that she was very, very happy. And when she got in there, she was carrying this massive big backpack and they had to jump. She said it was the same distance as it was off the back of that boat, Maria. I can remember, it was, quite a few, 4 or 5 meters, and I was the first one to jump off it. And she said, you know what, there wasn't even hesitation. There wasn't any feeling in her body of fear or anxiety or that stress that, and the butterflies that you can sometimes get. She said, it just wasn't there. She said, I jumped off, with my backpack and everything. I just jumped in. It was just such a great weekend and I enjoyed every moment of it. And then she mentioned that as they were walking, after everyone had, obviously completed that in some way, they were walking through the canyon, and Rachel actually had a GoPro on. And she said she was talking to her friends, and one of them said, do you think that, I can notice that you're different. I can notice that you don't have that fear that you used to, that you weren't panicked or stressed in any way. Do you think that was because of Creatrix? And she said, absolutely, without a doubt. She has gained this inner wisdom that is there with her no matter where she goes or what she does throughout the course of her life. And she mentioned to me, and it made such sense at the time that I hadn't even thought about it, if you were to go to a course, or you were to go, to any kind of conference or workshop or anything else where you're learning in a conscious way, you can go home thinking, yeah, I know all of that information, but, for some reason it doesn't quite stick. And even if, some of it did, you have to then action it. You have to be responsible in yourself to say, okay, I'm going to go out and do all these steps that they said in this course. Now, Rachel said, I don't have to do any of that. There is this knowledge inside of me that is just there with me no matter where I go or what I'm actually doing. So she's noticed it in so many other areas of her life, and this was just the big thing this weekend. She'd always had this fear of jumping into water. She said that she had noticed it, when she went water skiing. She'd always been able to go water skiing, but she always got nervous, this anxiousness, which she could say, nervous or anxious. She said there was, it's a feeling in the body, and it would have a physical effect on her. And she said she hadn't noticed that this year when she had been going water skiing. So there's lots of benefits of that. She wasn't even aware of this. When she came to me for a breakthrough, she never even mentioned this to me, okay? This fear of water was not mentioned. It wasn't on her list of things to do, even though it had been there for her entire life. But Creatrix has given her the tools to deal with that fear as well, even though we didn't work on it specifically. It has given her the inner wisdom. And it's there, it's locked into her subconscious, and it's there guiding her through whatever experiences she comes across. We talked about quite a few things in that conversation. I probably can't remember most of them now, and I will hope to get her on video again at some point, because like I said, it's been about 8 months now. So she's experienced a lot of different learnings, different perceptions of life. She's acting and reacting in so many different ways than what she would have before, and she is noticing these in her life. Okay, I'm not telling her, I'm not giving her daily wisdoms. She's got it there inside of herself. So this works as a full life, experiencing, giving you all that you need to be the best version of yourself, to enjoy all the adventures that you go on. To this weekend was a birthday present to one of their friends, and there was 4 of them go on it. And if she had have been sitting on that rock, freaking out and panicking and so anxious and her body going crazy, and then she's crying, that's not enjoyment of the experience of life. She loved every minute of that trip because there was no fear in her, no fear of all of those things that used to be there in her body, in her mind. So this Creatrix gives you your life to enjoy every moment. So anyway, I'll leave it there. If you want any information, please message me. Please get on and have a chat with me about what's going on with you and whether this could possibly help you in your situation. Bye for now.